Did you know that the first divorce for most people happens after about 8 years in a relationship or a marriage? Did you also know that the second divorce for men usually happens after about 7 years and 6 years for women? The information that I'm about to share with you should be able to help you maintain a happy and healthy marriage or relationship. This information I'm about to share with you is also scientifically proven and evidence based. You should trust me, I got it from a fortune cookie.
Not science.
No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Look in the description and check it out for yourself. Without further ado, the first thing is criticism. You want to avoid criticism because when you criticize,
Here's criticize, criticize, criticize.
you're making broad assumptions and accusations. You want to ask questions to get a better understanding of what it is that you've seen or observed, because sometimes that may not have been somebody's intent. Criticism can really wear down on anybody, so it's best to ask questions and communicate in that respect because things aren't always as they seem to be. The next thing is, and it goes right along with criticism, when you're criticized a lot, you get defensive. That's right. So when it comes to defensiveness, you have to remember that you are not right all the time. We are human, we make mistakes, and there could be some things that you're overlooking that you need to improve on. So when it comes to defensiveness, the opposite of that is taking responsibility for your fair share of any miscommunications or mistakes that may have happened as a result of you being human and being in a relationship with someone that you trust and care about. The next thing is stonewalling. Stonewalling is interesting because the science shows that men are usually the ones that are stonewalling. While women do it, men do it most often. So, stonewalling is pretty much when the person shuts down entirely and they refuse to communicate uh, for multiple reasons. It can be because they're exhausted from continuously arguing. Maybe they're afraid that they'll make the situation worse, or they don't feel like it's worthwhile. So they just shut down and they withdraw from the relationship, in worst cases, or from the discussion. So instead of stonewalling, um, if you're exhausted or if you see that your partner is exhausted, it's okay to call a timeout. You can even change the subject until you cool down and you can think more clearly and have a productive conversation. And you're most likely to compromise once you've calmed down. When it comes to stonewalling as well, too, to avoid that and just kind of take a break from an intense conversation, maybe cracking a joke. Science has proven that relationships that have a sense of humor and when there's a heated discussion, if somebody cracks an inside joke or tries to, lighten the mood with a joke, if you bend to that will or if you have a sense of humor and you are able to laugh for a second in the heat of the moment, that means that, it's a good sign. So think about those things when it comes to stonewalling. Last and not least, and definitely the worst, and the fourth one is contempt. Contempt is pretty much what it is. You despise the person, you treat them like they're lesser than you, um, for whatever reason it may be. Maybe they made a mistake that you're disgusted with. Whatever the situation may be, it's not healthy. You don't want to be in a relationship where somebody doesn't respect you or where you don't respect them. You need to run for the hills in that particular situation, which is why this is one of the four things that will end a marriage or a relationship. Of these four things, let me know what one it is that you feel like you need to work on. I hope it's not contempt. If so, then you probably need to go to therapy. However, if you made it this far, why don't you give me a like, follow, and a subscribe? That's it for me today. I'll see you on the next one.